What's up guys, Sean here, and this is the Jakeb Creates Chikadee review. Finally! First I'm going to start off by showing you guys what I'm carrying today, and that is my Hinder XM18 Harpoon Spanto 3.5 inch with the titanium textured warthog scale, $200 scale. I have the blue anodized titanium hardware, and I just put a fresh edge on this bad boy yesterday. This is probably my third or fourth, probably my fourth edge that I've put on this, and I believe this is probably going to be my favorite edge so far. You know, if you want to test your sharpening skills and sharpening abilities, when you can make a Hinder actually cut like a high cutting performance knife, then you know that you're really doing something. So sharpen this with the same progression that I've used on all the knives lately with the KAPTON CBN Start Series diamond plates, 100 through 1200, and then I strop on 6.3 and 1 micron gunny juice on basswood, and that's been giving me some really good results. So excited to see if this thing, you know, holds up. So yeah, this thing came out really nice. The other knife that I'm carrying today, since it is Wednesday, in honor of Wharncliffe Wednesday, I am carrying my Cutlery Shop exclusive SPYDERCO Paramilitary 2 Wharncliffe in CTS XHP blade steel. This one's also outfitted with my edge. However, this one I sharpened on the KME probably like a year ago now. And this one has the titanium scales and green anodized titanium hardware, and the rock scale design titanium backspacer with the integrated lanyard tube. That was a mouthful, but yeah, two really badass knives. Can't go wrong with a PM2. So let's get into the Chikadee. Chikadee comes with a really nice looking Kydex sheath. It has excellent retention, which is adjustable, and it has a pull dot, so you can wear this on your belt loop, or not on your belt loop. You can wear this on your belt, or you can attach it to MILLIE webbing or whatever you want to do. To pop this bad boy out, you just put your thumb right in there, push forward, and we'll take a look at this. Some beautiful brown micarta handle scales. The blade has a black nano ceramic coating. It wears a little bit differently than DLC. It wears a little bit rougher down by the apex when you do a lot of cutting, or you know, it can even do that from stropping. When it comes to DLC blade coating, it's going to give you a little bit better protection in my experience, but you know, for what it is, I think it's doing well, I can't really say it's doing a great job as far as being a tough, durable coating, but it's not really something that I'm too concerned about. This variant of the Chikadee is in M4 blade steel. I sharpened this a few times, tried out some different edges on it, sharpened up really well, and took a very, very sharp edge. Jakeb does these in small batches, and he does them in drops. And the next drop that is going to be available is actually this Friday. I believe it's going to be 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. I'll check and I'll put it in the video, and I'll also put it in the video description. But you're not going to want to miss the variant that he's about to drop if you're interested in the Chikadee. because the one he is dropping features MagnaCut blade steel, and that's going to be dropping at River's Edge Cutlery. But yeah, so back probably a year ago now, at least, I reached out to Jakeb because I was seeing these pop up on my Instagram. Asked if he had a pass around knife that I could check out to review. Well, he sent me this one. Apparently this was one of his personal knives, and he said, you know, use it, cut with it, you can sharpen it, do whatever, you know, do whatever you want to do. And that was really cool of him. I, you know, was doing that. I was about a month into it, and then he reached back out to me and said, by the way, that Chikadee is for you, or that Chikadee is yours, letting me know that he was giving it to me, or gifting it to me, which was really, really kind of him, really generous. So that's the main reason that I said in my last video that I felt like shit that I haven't done this review yet. I've been putting it off and procrastinating because, you know, he gifted this knife to me. And when you gift something to somebody, you know, you shouldn't do it with any expectations. And he hasn't, well, if he did have any expectations, he hasn't made it apparent to me or acted weird towards me in any way. So props to him for that. But I do feel it's kind of, you know, only right that I should have got a review out here by now. But, you know, it is what it is. Things happen. And I'm getting it done now. And the timing kind of works out because there's a really cool Chikadee drop that's about to happen. So I wanted to make sure I finally got this video done. But if you check out these scales, they have some really nice micro milling, some big beefy hardware, although you'll probably never be undoing these screws. It does look nice. Nice contoured edges, contoured, chamfered, whatever you want to call it. Everything is smooth and rounded, no sharp edges. Very nice, you know, tactile feel. And I love the OD green. It looks like the carbon fiber pattern kind of kydex. You can see his logo right there. J and a G for Jacob Ginsberg. Yeah, so I'm not personally really a big fixed blade guy, but I kept seeing these pop up, and you gotta admit, that just looks intriguing and looks cool. So I was interested in seeing what all the hype was and seeing if this thing had anything to offer other than, you know, looking cool. So my conclusions are that this knife is in fact useful, even with it being an extremely tiny knife, you know, 3-finger maximum. But it's not for every task. It could do probably just about everything, but it's not going to be the best tool for the job for everything. This is a really small knife that gives you a lot of capability for its size. You know, you're not going to want to be cutting up cardboard all day long with it, because it's not the ideal knife for that. But as far as, you know, opening up packages, really fine, small little detailed cuts, maybe something that you would use an X-Acto knife for, stuff like that. As well as this can, you know, process cardboard. I believe that is what the wear marks right there, kind of towards the center of the blade are, from cutting up a bunch of cardboard and stuff, testing out different edges on this. So it's plenty capable of it. It actually cuts better than you would think. It's not a complete laser beam, but, you know, it doesn't look like it has great cutting geometry. But don't let it fool you. you know, it's kind of illusion that it's a thick piece of steel, but if you compare it to like a paramilitary, or this is a MANIX 2 blade, very similar thickness. It just has shorter distance to taper down behind the edge, but it is a very aggressive taper. So it is tapering down very, very quickly, and it gets very thin behind the edge. I think the edge that I have on this is like 15 degrees per side. And I believe the edge I have on this guy right here is like 16. And the edge bevel is bigger on this, even though the angle is lower on this, because this actually gets thinner behind the edge, which is pretty crazy. So very, and I hope I'm not misspeaking. I'll have to double check, but I believe that is the case. And by how it cuts, that would explain how this thing is able to actually cut with how it looks like it doesn't have necessarily great cutting geometry. So, you know, you don't have a whole lot of leverage, don't have a lot of blade length or anything like that, but it surprises you when you actually use it. So, and besides that, it looks pretty freaking cool. That's what initially drew me towards it, was the aesthetics. So, you know, some of the pros to this knife are that it is inconspicuous, it's not intimidating, it doesn't take up pocket space. So if you're like me and you are carrying at least 2 knives, which I don't carry them in the same pocket, so I'll have this one in my right pocket, this one in my left front pocket. Don't put your knives in your back pockets, because if you go to sit down in your car and you have leather seats, you sit in someone else's car with leather seats, you will tear up the seats. The pocket clips will wear a hole right through your seats. So definitely don't want to do that. And also, if you go to sit down on a curb or something, you'll scrape the shit out of your pocket clips or the end of your knife, whatever. Just don't put them in your back pockets. Really bad idea. So front pockets is the way to go. 1 knife per pocket. Don't put other shit in your pocket with your knife and expect it not to get scratched. Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so this, having the sheath, being a fixed blade, and me being able to put this on my belt loop, why the fuck do I keep saying that? With me being able to put this on my belt, it's not taking up any of my pocket space. So my wallet can still be in its pocket by itself. My phone can be in a pocket by itself. And the 2 knives that I'm carrying besides this can be in my pockets by themselves. So that's kind of neat. And another one of the pros, is good for like precision cuts. It has really great control for fine detailed cuts. You're not going to have really great control if you are, you know, trying to cut through something very difficult, because you don't have the leverage. You have the control in terms of, you know, you can get your thumb out on top of that blade and really manhandle it, but you just don't have the same leverage. So it's great control for fine cutting. And another pro is that you would be supporting a USA knife maker. And, you know, you have premium materials, you have excellent fit and finish. Let's see. All right, I was just looking at my notes. So let's get into a little bit of the cons. Some of the cons. It is very small, like I said. I'm not a huge small knife guy, but I couldn't help myself. This thing just intrigued me by the way it looked. You know, I just, you know, felt like I needed to check it out. So it is very small. It's a 2 to 3 finger grip, probably like a 2.5. So I do wish it was maybe a little bit bigger, but it is still useful. And then the only other con really is that it's a little bit pricey. I think they're around 200 bucks. My conclusions is that it's a very nice knife, good design, high quality. Kydex sheath is really nice, makes it easy to secure and mount to your belt or anything with MOLLE webbing. It's just a cool little knife that packs a big punch. Definitely punches above its weight class, and it increases the aesthetics of your EDC versus your everyday carry. So, you know, when you're taking those EDC pictures and you bust out your freaking club coin and you got, you know, you might put out your handgun, you know, something like that. Some people like to put their fucking vapes in the picture, or, you know, just like a pocket dump kind of deal. It adds to that. It's very nice looking. It is useful. And it's just an intriguing little knife. And I was pleasantly, well, not surprised. I was hoping that the heat treat would seem pretty good. I did not personally Rockwell test this or send it to be Rockwell tested, but based on how it's sharpened, I believe the heat treat on these is in the higher performance class as far as M4 goes compared to other M4 that I've sharpened. Sharpens up really well, so it does appear that the heat treat on this is you know, pretty optimal for this blade steel. So there we have it, guys. You know, not really a whole lot of mechanisms to it, not a whole lot more than that to say about it. But it is a really cool little knife, and I just want to give another big thank you to Jakeb for, first of all, sending this out to me and allowing me to check it out, and then deciding to gift it to me, you know, out of nowhere. I am a stranger to him. I've never met him. I was just a stranger that reached out to him on Instagram. I just DM'd him, and, you know, he gave me a knife. He's not a huge company. There's a ton of huge companies that I've spent a ton of money with, made a ton of videos basically promoting, which I only promote the stuff because I actually believe in it. I enjoy using it. It's products that I love and enjoy, so I promote them. But, you know, not even those companies, they don't send me anything, you know? They never reached out to me with the dozens or 100 of videos that I've made about their knives. You know, not even a, hey, thank you. You know, I don't do this to get free shit. But when somebody like Jakeb expresses that kind of generosity and kindness, it's really like a breath of fresh air, and it makes you want to support them. It's a testament to their character. And that's the kind of people that this community needs. And also, you know, when I messaged him, I had never messaged him before. I was a stranger to him. He got back to me like instantly. You know, it's just the little things like that. So once again, thank you, Jakeb. Much appreciated. I've definitely enjoyed my time with this, and I plan to enjoy it for, you know, many years to come. So anyway, guys, that is the Chikadee. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about it, just put them down in the comments. I will be sure to get back to you. If you want to know how you can support the channel, check out the video description. There's a long list of things that you can do to help support the channel. And several things on that list don't cost you anything. You know, like the video, comment, all that good stuff. that really helps. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.